Hi guys, welcome back to another video. And the only reason I'm doing this video is because it was requested in one of the comments. So they liked the takedown on the mag that I did for the Noveski N4, and basically someone just asked if I would do it for the MPX as well. Never took one of these apart, so we're going to learn it together. I have had a load of mags come in from WGC, so I'd ordered a bunch of MPX mags. So now I've got enough where if I wanted to go to a game, 5 mags is more than enough for me to run the MPX. So but let's get straight into it. We're going to crack this open. I imagine we loosen this little grub screw off here at the bottom and then we can slide it off. So let's get started with that. Now the gas chamber and the BB sort of reservoir are separate. You'll see this little section here which is plastic, I believe, which are separate, so that is good. Makes taking it apart, or hopefully makes taking it apart a lot easier. So we're going to go with a 1.5, which I think this is. Yep, 1.5 Allen key. Slightly loosen that off. I'm just going to preempt anything jumping out at me. No, there's nothing there. So it's very simple. One little Allen key. You take the base plate off, which reveals the bottom of the magazine, which we have a plate. Now there's no gas in this magazine, so we'll put the Phillips on and we'll quickly spin these little countersunk screws. This one's a bit tight. Three and 4. So if you do experience gas leaking from the bottom, this is what you're going to want to do. Now just pay attention. We've got P220, which is at the front of the magazine, and we've got this little sort of cutout section for that grub screw to go into, which is at the back of the magazine. So that's how it goes back together. Let's pop something in here to lever this off, like so. And we have a nice large reservoir here for the gas. Do I have anything to shine down there? There we do. So nice big reservoir for the gas there, absolutely huge. And then we've just got a little rubber gasket which sits in between, and of course the base plate as well. Little round indent goes towards the rear. So if you needed to re-lube up that seal or sort of, reseat it back into position. I haven't experienced any leaking from this magazine. So, as far as I can tell, it's very good, a very good system. The seal looks good. It's not got one of these tapered things where, with a lot of the magazines, like Marui went in the right direction with magazines, moving to like a screw system. And then with the later stuff, they went in reverse and went back to using pins, which is fine, but you tend to find the magazines that have the pins that go through the bottom, and you have to like push down to do it. You tend to find those leak more often than the ones that have, a screw on the bottom like Glock mags, and you can just nip it up to seal the base plate. So why they went in that direction, I don't know. I'm sure they have a good reason. That just slides back on. And a 1.5mm Allen key will secure it in place. No need to go overboard with it. Just go until it stops. The top of the magazine, however, we're not going to be pulling the valves out because valves are valves. Everyone's seen them. You'll see where it's been punched through from the other side, there's just a little bit of marring of the plastic. So I'm going to push them through that direction. We're going to need something fairly tiny to tap that out. So what do we have? Tap that out a little bit more. There we go. That one's a little bit more stubborn. So once we've done that, we can actually remove this. Now we do need to be careful because it's retaining the follower. What I have found in these MPX magazines is the routers do sit loose, but there's no damage on this one compared to the MP5K. And I've shot, a fair bit through this. Still looks brand new, so it looks like it's an MP5K problem. Just going to try and retain all the bits here. We've got little levers that fall off. And then of course we've got the spring section here. I think that's actually a metal piece, not plastic. And with that loose, we can lever it off. So the way this is held in is it levers in the front there and it's held on at the top. So really simple, easy magazine to look after. You can get all these parts as spares really easy. WGC, again, one of them shops that really does look after us with that. I'm gonna have to figure out how this went on. I would think it was maybe like that, so I would say that goes on first there, then that one fits in. It looks like, yeah, that would tap the lever up, and then that will situate on there like so. So that is the correct way to install them back on there. Putting this together might not be the easiest, but we'll give it a go. So I'm just going to hold that plate on the front. We're going to push the follower back into place. Don't worry about that little latch, I'll sort that out in a moment. And we just want to make sure that that part of the follower goes underneath that lever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that in place like that. I'm going to put this little plastic piece back on. We can slide the router on. Again, I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. I'm just trying to gauge myself the easiest way to go about this, because these little levers are going to want to jump out. I think once we've got it on to a point like that, and then we can just drop. Can we just drop that component on? I'm not sure we'll be able to, will we? Let's try this again. So this spring has got to go in. I imagine they have some kind of jig in the factory to do this, or I could be doing it completely the incorrect way, but I don't really see any other way around it. So I'm going to hold it in like that. The levers are where they're supposed to be. I'm going to put this gas router on. Put this piece on here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to do, is push the mag follower down with this Allen key like that. Hey, there we go. See, I don't suggest doing that unless you really need to. Then once we've got this far, it's just a case of tapping these pins back in. And jobs are good un. So that is how you strip down both parts of this magazine. Again, unless you really need to, I wouldn't be taking the top apart. I imagine once you've done one, you know, the rest will be easy, but I can't see why you would need to, unless you need to replace the routers. That little latch system is a bit of a pain in the backside, but we got it on in the end. You know, just persevere, take your time with it. Do it in an area where you can't lose the bits if they, you know, you drop them, like I did many times on this bench. And that is how you strip and would then maintain your VFC MPX SMG magazine. So thanks very much for tuning into this video. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one.